Hi, everybody. It's time for me to update my goals and my monthly calendar for the month of September 2022 and my MakseLife Vertical Undated Weekly. I am filming this only about, like 6 days before the end of the month. So I feel like I'm fairly caught up on most of my shit. Although, to be fair, this last month did not go the way I had intended it to go. We'll talk about that. If you are interested in just the monthly planning, check the timestamps. I'm going to be going through my goals first. These are the goals for August. Now, before I go over the goals, just real quick, the first chunk of August was a vacation. It was meant to be a road trip that Jess, Layla, and I took to the West Coast to spend time in Bend with my sister and the rest of my family. My kids were already there, but because I had some family things come up. My brother-in-law had some really scary health issues. Thankfully, he is at home now and recovering. And my grandma had some scary health issues. Unfortunately, she passed away, which was not unexpected. But my trip changed. I wound up flying out there by myself while Jessie stayed home with the dog. So things just did not go exactly the way we expected them to. So I imagine that'll be reflected at least a little bit in this, although probably not very much. We'll start with personal goals. My goal was to transition to the fall. That's been going fairly well, just generally when it comes to getting RJ back in the swing of things for school, although it's going to sort of take a bit of a turn next week when he gets his wisdom teeth removed. On the actual items I had on my list, the first was to prep the green stock for fall. It's already cleaned out, so that's done. I just need to create the plan, maybe this weekend. Otherwise, my manicure's done, my one little word is done. I did not try a new walk recipe out yet. Honestly, I have just been barely hanging on by a thread, so I'm sticking to recipes I already know. This will get booted to next month, probably. For fun and recreation, I put family fun. That kind of happened. Again, the Bend trip is checked off. I took Sunny to the Botanical Gardens. I've planned out my museum trip. I'm going to go to the Museum of Contemporary Art next month because we're not going to make it in time to the regular art museum for the armor exhibit, but I think I'm going to go by myself to that. I don't think anyone in my family gives a shit. And then the dog park weekly. I mean, there's still technically one more week left, but I don't anticipate we aren't because we're going more than once weekly. So yeah, I didn't have anything for work and learning. For family and relationships, have fun and get back to routine. I did do the lunch and breakfast with my kids. I have not had coffee dates yet with friends. It's just been low on my priority list. For health and wellness, it was to maintain habits on vacation, which I actually did. I went swimming almost every single day. I had my water. I did my sunscreen and my meds. The blood pressure, not so much, and Layla wasn't with us. But yeah, for the most part, I've been doing okay with my habits. I didn't have anything for spiritual and personal growth. For financial, it was keep on keeping on. We still have not had our budget meeting yet, but I have been doing, I'm not going to check it off yet because I haven't gotten to the end of the month yet, but I have not once broken my hot wallet summer. The only time I bought something that could potentially be a hot wallet summer purchase, I bought a new hydro flask because somehow on my trip, I lost my other hydro flask that fits in my cup holder, and I cannot survive without icy cold water constantly. So I just went and picked one of those up. But other than that, no. I even went to Target with RJ to buy school supplies and didn't buy shit for me. And the only things I've bought for myself have been within the range of my rules, mostly the items that I ran out of for skincare, aka my face wash. There was one thing I had to buy on vacation. I had to buy a toner. I just bought an inexpensive toner because I brought my travel toner but forgot to refill it. So yeah. And then for physical environment, the kids' rooms, they're both cleaned up. I'm going to check RJ's off because he's basically done. With Sunny, we're still working on it, but we're getting very close. And the closet is really the thing that we're going to try and get wrapped up this weekend. So I'm feeling pretty good about these goals. Now let's go to the September goals, and I'll be double checking back into my annual goals to see things. Although I have been doing some thinking about this, I've kind of gotten a head start. Let's just say. I was using this fine liner pen, but I want to just go back to my gel pen because that's what I feel like doing right now. I have all of my dot markers and highlighters, etc. Personal, my focus is going to be maintaining my current hobbies and practices. So everything on here is just continuing stuff. One little word, my manicure, cooking a new walk recipe, and then I highlighted plant care because I think I'm going to put that on my habits for the month mainly because I've been adding it to other spots on my planner, and I just want to get everything condensed into my habit tracker, I think. I have too many habits I'm trying to mess with at any given time, so I'm going to try and keep it to 7. For fun and recreation, I put keep it local and fun because we're going to be just staying in Denver for the next month. I've got Dog Park Weekly, and I put 5 little check boxes for each week, going to the museum, and then we're going to see Hadestown. The Broadway tour is coming through. We're going to be seeing that on September 11th. For work and learning, my focus is going to be the HB90 system because this last quarter, I kind of fell off of it mainly because of how much was going on in my personal life. And so I'm putting it in here as like a double reminder to take care of it. So I've got going through the boot camp, setting up my Kanban board, and setting up my planner. For family and relationships, it's kind of a similar theme here with some of the other goals. It's to maintain and expand the things I've been doing. So I still have going to breakfast or lunch with each of my kids on their own. I added in a date night once a week with Jesse, and then back to the coffee dates. So just trying to continue what I've been working on by either doing what I've been doing or doing what I've been hoping to do but not doing. So yeah. So for my health and wellness, my focus is actually something I have been thinking about doing all year, and I really want to do it in September. It's a 30-day month, so one less day than 31, and that is no soda September. So for my habits that I would like to incorporate, I've got 5 here. Going Peloton daily, I put app or bike. I want to just do something, either a meditation, a stretch, or a bike ride every single day. No soda daily, blood pressure, water, and either walking with Layla or taking her to the dog park. And those are the things. The ones I left off that I have been doing a lot of recently have been taking my meds. There was a point where I was fucking up on taking my meds. I think I've resolved that. Also, sunscreen, not really necessary. Water is not something that I feel like I need to have on my habits. However, by saying no soda, having it reiterated with the water I want to drink every day, I think will be helpful. So yeah, the new one would be the no soda, and then the Peloton daily is also, not a new habit, but it's a new one. And you guys are like, well, but you've barely done it. Yeah, I'm making it so it's not just the bike. So for spiritual and personal growth, I put get to know First UU, attend a service in person. Ideally, I'd like to attend their in-gathering, which is like the start of the official church year, but that may be the same day we're going to see Hamilton or Hadestown, and so I don't know if that's going to work because Hadestown is a matinee. On the same note, though, we're going into Denver. It's not that far from my house, as opposed to having to set aside an hour and a half to get through traffic to get to the theaters in San Francisco, so maybe I could. I don't know. I guess we'll see. For financial, my focus is the holiday no-spend setup. That video will be coming soon. It's a continuation, so I'm still doing Hot Wallet Summer through the 6th, which is why I just put no spend as my last habit, because that's going to continue through the 6th. But then after the 6th, I'm going to head into what I'm calling my holiday no spend, or maybe a different catchy name. By the time the video comes out, you'll find out. But I have to meet with Jesse first, because this is one where he wants to talk about the parameters of it, since this is something that both of us will be kind of doing together, and then our budget meeting. So yeah, but that would be my 7th habit. We have 5 health and wellness habits, 1 financial habit, and 1 personal habit. For a physical environment, there's kind of 2 focuses. One is odds and ends, and the other is the front yard. So we'll start with the front yard stuff. We are wrapping up our initial kind of landscaping of the front yard, which is putting down some artificial turf, because it's just too difficult to keep a lawn alive on our sandy soil in the front yard. We don't use it. And while we would like to do a drought resistant garden at some point, for now, putting in some artificial turf, our neighbor does that as a side job. He's going to help us. It'll look okay. And we have still plenty of room on the sides to put in more plants. But we just want to get that done before the winter hits. And then we're also mulching and doing some stuff with our little side next to the driveway, that is me. So one of those Jesse's doing, one of those I'm doing, but we're going to work on it together. Also, I want to get my fall plants in, mostly going to be lettuces for the green stalk. And then we have a bunch of yard waste and things on the side yard that are all collected, and we just need to get them all taken care of and gotten rid of. And then for the odds and ends, get our furnace serviced, get our sprinkler blowout scheduled. Still have to hang that fucking print, and then plan out the gallery wall for above the stairs, because I think that's going to be October's project. So I want to get the plan done so that I don't have anything else in my way. These are my monthly goals for the month of September. They feel very maintenance oriented versus new things, which feels right for this point in the year for me. But, you know, if you've gotten this far in the video, let me know in the comments, how are your goals looking? Are you starting something new right now, or are you kind of in maintenance phase? Let me know. But that's a good podcast. All right, let's go to the monthly spread. I have this Chrissy Ann Designs kit that I have been using basically on every month, and I love it so much. These September colors are fucking gorgeous. They are not the kind of colors I tend to gravitate towards, like, not because I don't like them, I just never think about these colors, but god damn it, they are just so pretty. So these are going to be the colors I throw down in the month of September. I'm going to use a Sakura Micro Perm 03 to write on my stickers, and then I've got some tweezers floating around here somewhere. I don't know where they went, somewhere. And I'm going to have my 2022 Celebrations collection. I was hunting for my permanent marker, and one of my drawers, I was pulling, like shitty IKEA drawers, I pulled one out and it fell out and scared the crap out of both of us. Okay, these colors are fucking sexy, you guys, and I'm just so glad that I managed to put everything in without screwing up. Before I do anything else, there are two things I want to add in. First, one is A and B days. Even though RJ's schedule currently does not have him going in at different times on A and B days, it is helpful to know which day it is. If I can figure out where I put my A and B day calendar. Other thing I want to put in is that Sunny is going to be out of town in California starting from the beginning of September all the way through the middle of the first full week, because they are going to SAC Anime with their friends. And so I'm just putting their trip in here with the washi tape. And then I'm going to put in another chunk of washi tape for my 3-day weekend that I am taking the week of September 11th, because the weekend of September 11th, because that is the weekend we are going to go see Hadestown. That's crooked. I'm just going to ignore that it's crooked. Now that that's in, we're going to start going week by week. The only thing I have besides Sunny being out of town so far is my streams on Sunday. So I'm going to write that in, and then I'm going to do the rest of the next week just to let everything dry. And like I said, let me know in the comments if you've been around for my, I'm alternating live shows and plan with me on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Although the day that this video goes live, I will not be streaming that Sunday because, like I said, aforementioned Hadestown. Okay, the next week. Monday, there is no school. I don't know if Jesse's off that day. I think it's Labor Day. Tuesday, I have a patron live at 2 p.m. Wednesday, the cleaners are coming. And then that night I'm picking up Sunny at the airport. Thursday, I have a nail appointment, and then I also have a phone call. And then Sunday is Hadestown. I'm putting 1:30 because I think that is when we're driving in, but I don't know for sure yet. I gotta figure that out. And then the other thing going on that day is my brother-in-law's birthday. However, I'll deal with that once I get to the Celebrations collection. I have no idea if Jesse gets the 5th off or not. I don't think I'm going to be taking it off. I have too much going on. And I'm taking a 3-day weekend that upcoming weekend. So it doesn't feel very smart to take that day off. I would just be shooting myself right in the cornhole. And we don't want that, do we? I guess maybe some people might want that, but that's not the way I play, generally speaking. I think we'll stop now. I think I'm heading down a path that I can't come back from. You know, I will say though, this is going to sound so silly. RJ asked me one day, he was like, "Are you excited to have a kid only one kid in school, and that kid isn't doing anything like choir or band that has all the rehearsals. And I'm like, you know what? There's something very refreshing about not having to drive all over the fucking place. On the same note, that doesn't mean that I don't miss some of that stuff. But he does have a field trip that's a kind of a big deal later in the month of September, but I don't remember which day it is. I have to ask him. He didn't put it on the family calendar, but it's a fun, he gets to go to like the ballpark and like talk for his marketing class and talk to like the marketing people for the baseball team and see a game, and they're going to be playing the Giants, which is RJ's team from California. So very cool. But like I said, I don't know what day. Okay, the next week, Sunny has doctor's appointment on Monday morning. I have Patreon Live on Tuesday. And then that sat out of anything else on the schedule for the rest of the week until the weekend. On that Saturday, I'm hoping to go to the museum, and then the streams on the 18th. So I wrote the museum one on this like more solid color sticker, and I put a question mark because I'm still not sure. I haven't bought the tickets yet. It's going to be sometime in September. The other thing I'm keeping my eye out for is when Botanic Gardens tickets go on sale for like the light shows, because I don't want to miss that this year. But I don't have that information yet. Okay, the next week we have a Patreon Live on. I have a Patreon. The next week is a little less booked than the other weeks. It's just some of the regular things. I have a Patreon Live on Tuesday, the cleaners on Wednesday, and then streams on Sunday. Now, I'm expecting sometime in this month to be scheduled for a pest control appointment and some other things. But like I said, like these months don't look the same at the beginning of the month as they do at the end of the month. Also, I feel like Layla has an appointment in September for vaccines, and I don't think Jesse put it on the calendar. Ooh, shame, shame. I know your name. All right, and then for the last week, I have a phone call Monday morning. Tuesday, I have a Patreon live stream. Friday is our furnace appointment, and that is the end of the month. I just looked at my calendar as well, and I saw that I have another meeting at 1 on the 12th, so I just want to put that in while I'm thinking of it. And yet another phone call at 6. This is what happens when I don't look at my emails for a few days. Okay, that is all of my appointments for the month. I'm just scooching over these last bits of stickers to hang on to. I just stick them in the back of my planner so that I have them access for when I need to add new things. But before I wrap this up, I am going to throw some Celebrations collection stuff in. So first and foremost, I need to grab something to go for my brother-in-law's birthday. I can mostly read that. Okay. And then let's take a look at what we've got for September. Again, I don't put everything in because not everything applies to me. I generally want the space for my appointments. So it's not that I'm like anti teddy bear day or whatever. It's just that if it doesn't apply to me, if I don't really care that much about it, I don't want to use the real estate for it, right? So I do want to put in the first day of fall for September 22nd, because that is something that we care about in this house. The colors do throw it off a little bit, but whatever. And I'm going to put Labor Day down just because RJ has that day off of school, so it's just a reminder that that's why that day is a day off of school. And I am pretty sure Jesse has that day off now that I know it is Labor Day. And then I am going to put in Talk Like a Pirate Day, because in this house, that is something that we tend to, if we remember it, we tend to celebrate it. I'm going to use this Hello Fall sticker right here as just a reminder that it's the beginning of fall. And I think that is all I am going to put in here. This is going to be for the bills that I'm taking care of paying, but I'm going to put those in later. So in the meantime, like I said earlier, to let me know about a habit or something you're working on in the month of September, I'd also like to know in the comments, Do you like to go to museums by yourself? And if you do, what museums have you been to? Or if maybe not by yourself, what's your favorite museum you've ever been to? I'm a fucking hoe for museums, so I would love to get recommendations, especially if I ever travel to where you're at. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, my friends, and until next time, peace.